young people on Dr. Giroux. There was Julie Christie, Tom Courtney, Michael Stevenson, the second AD, and myself.
Well, I say that because, I mean, nowadays, camera assistants sometimes aren't social.
I loved the leading ladies, especially when I was a DP.
do tell.
Oh, well, it's a long story. But anyway, worked with some very beautiful women, and I've been very lucky to photograph some of them.
Now, you said everyone who was in that sex scene, they're just you and the director. So where's the rest of the crew?
Well, what happened was, we didn't, if you've seen the movie, we've done the build-up to the scene where they're in the bathroom, one thing or another. And then that was all shot in the Balgromon Hotel in Venice, where we rented a suite, and that's where they lived while they were in Venice. And Nick said, "Listen, we're going to do the love scene tomorrow." He said, "So take the Arriflex home, a few rolls of film." And we went back the next day. No one knew we were shooting that. The producer didn't know we were shooting it. No one knew except for Julie, Donald, I, and Nick. We went back, we shot it. And, you know, I think the key for a director to doing those sort of scenes is, one, that scene is an integral part of the movie. It is the first time they've had sex of any sort since their child died. It's an integral part of the movie. It's obviously an integral part of the story. And there was a great deal of trust because Nick and I had done 4 movies with Julie. I mean, first of all, Chivago, although he only did a month. And then Fahrenheit 451, which Nick shot, and I was the assistant. And then Far from the Madding Crowd, which I was the focus for, which Nick shot. So we were all great friends, you know. And then Donald was really easygoing. It's a bit more difficult now, apparently, but he was really easygoing. And we just went into that room, and the only thing, Nick sat in a chair way back in the room, and he said, "Listen, when Donald turned her over, she's got this dressing gown on, and Nick said, what I want you to do, he's going to pull her dressing gown apart and kiss her face, her neck, go down, kiss her breast, and go down out of picture, and then when you feel him go out of picture, go over him and get a close-up of Julie, and then just get what you can."
Why the secrecy? You said that no one knew.
No, because
the producers.
Because no one trusted. Because we knew it was going to be. They were both completely new. There were no pasties.
And that's kind of not a really normal thing. It's a normal thing now, but back then it wasn't very normal, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah, the producers would never be out of the loop today.
You know, they put pasties on, things like that. But also, don't forget, we were shooting 185, but you shoot full frame. You don't have hard masks in. So basically, you're composing for 185, and that's how it's going to be projected, because there's a mask in the projector, but you're framing a lot more. So if you're going to cut down just above the crutch, when you shoot it, you're going to see it all. It's all there.
Yeah.
So that's where the trust has to come, you know, and they trusted Nick and they trusted me.
So all in, there was only 6 of you in there, right?
All in, there was 5 of us.
5. Yeah.
So he didn't want the producer's input. That's why he didn't let them know.
No. But also, then what we did was, once we shot the film, instead of sending all our film went to Technicolor Rome, because they were processing the movie, we were in Venice. This we sent to Technicolor London, where both Nick and I knew Les Osterley, who ran the lab, who was also a good friend. And, you know, he knew Nick as a DP, and he'd taken me under his wing when I became a young cinematographer on my first movie, where everybody, you know, it was a shock to the British. You know, I came from basically being a clapper boy to a DP. I never operated. Was only a focus puller on 2 pictures. Didn't like that. It was far too difficult a job.
Right.
It's a hard job.
It's horrible. David knows more about that than me. You sweat bullets till the next morning, you know, because you didn't have reflex cameras in those days, so you weren't looking through the lens, and it was a nightmare, horrible job. So we sent that to London, but still, someone got hold of that negative and strips of the were put into Playboy magazine, and that's when
someone got paid.
Warren Beatty went crazy because he told, because Paramount picked it up for as a negative pickup. And he went into Peter Bart, who was a big, Peter Bart from, Variety magazine.
So Warren Beatty, where did...
Yeah, Warren Beatty was a huge star.
Right,
in the 70s. Huge.
But why did he get upset? You're talking about...
Because he was with Julie Christie. They were living together.
They were together.
Got it.
And he said he wanted to cut that scene pubic by pubic hair. And he was sort of instrumental of it not getting a very good release in the United States.
Wow, that is unfortunate.
But I mean, so although there was no real direction during that scene, the brilliance of it is the way Nick cut it, because it's not scripted that way. The idea of them making love and getting dressed and making love and getting dressed, it's just wonderful. Nick was an amazing movie maker,
Artist.
a true artist. Yeah, as the same with The Man Who Fell to Earth.
So we talked a little bit about how things have changed, and you mentioned that you think that it's because movies have become sort of a business, that it's changed the landscape. Do you feel like there still are people that are trying to make good artistic?
Yes,
film?
there are, but generally, I mean.
But I mean, in the past, it was make an artistic film and we'll fund it.
That's
Now it's no, we're not going to give you a very good budget.
No, but I mean, listen, look, it's like that argument started a couple of weeks ago between Scorsese and saying that the Marvel movies are not really movies; they're rides. I totally agree with him.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, I don't like those movies. I know the audiences do. They're made to make lots of money, and they do make lots of money. And thank God for Netflix.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh, you're right about that.
I mean, look at the stuff that's coming out on Netflix. Two Popes. The Irishman, the studios wouldn't touch that movie.
Right.
But they'll touch other rubbish like, Spider-Man. I mean, people like those. I don't like those movies.